So a little bit of a change of pace, talking about business students, primarily undergraduate business students. I'm at the Villanova University, and our business school has about 1,900 students out of 10,000 in the university. And about 7 years ago, we began to have a strong interest in analytics. And we have a Center for Business Analytics, and part of our mission is curriculum, as well as research and also improving analytics practice in the business community. So the curriculum effort started, I guess 6, 7 years ago, and one of the first things we wanted to do was to work on the undergraduate curriculum. But just to kind of give an overview of the things we've been working on, we went through a process of looking at the undergraduate core curriculum that kind of involved IS and the quant areas, and we kind of reshuffled it, and I'll talk a bit about that. As a part of that reshuffling effort, we ended up with a new analytics course required. That kind of was the springboard for an undergraduate minor, a 3-course sequence in business analytics. Spin-off from that led to a series of MBA electives and a concentration in business analytics. And where we are now is, over the last couple of years, trying to get an MS in analytics off the ground. And it was really great for me to listen to all the various MS programs that are just coming online or are being thought of. And it kind of confirms a number of things that we're doing. So there's a lot of similarity in terms of content and approach. And we hope at some point to offer an undergraduate major in business analytics. What we did is we kind of looked at the curriculum and said, are we really serving the undergraduate business students with the current makeup? We had 8 credits of engineering calculus for business students. That was required, and 3 credits of stat. And we came to the conclusion that perhaps we would be better served to reduce the calculus requirement, increase the statistics requirement, and carve out a new 3-credit business analytics course. Now things moved pretty slowly in academia, as we all know. It took us a couple of years to get there. The core course in business analytics is at the sophomore level. They would have had completed their calculus and stat in their freshman year. They also take a strategic information systems class in sophomore year. About half of the students would be taking it simultaneously with analytics. The other half would have it in opposite semesters. And they kind of, by design, they feed off of one another a bit. So what do we do in this business analytics core course? Well, we begin, and I'll go into more detail. The key modules are we give an overview of what business analytics is, how it fits within the framework of running a business organization. We talk a bit about visualization, data issues, dealing with data. We then do a module in data mining and a module in decision modeling. So we kind of follow what was mentioned earlier today, the concept, one simple concept of analytics, descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive modeling. So we kind of adhere to that a bit in terms of how we've organized it. So we start off at the very beginning trying to get the students interested in this. And why is it important? So we show some videos. We have them read some articles from HBR and Sloan Management Review about what's going on in analytics in the world, and begin to try to convince them of its usefulness within the business world. So that's kind of step one. Then we move into some basic concepts of issues with data. We talk about data quality. We talk about where to collect data from, sources of data, etc. We do some basic data analysis, some pretty simple stuff using summarization, pivot tables, charting, and all those sorts of things, so they can begin to kind of get a feel for how to explore a data set. So that's the second module. We also introduce and apply a little bit of some descriptive statistics to kind of gain some understanding of the data set. Then we move on to a module in data mining, and we had to be selective in terms of how much data mining we can actually do within this context. And so what we decided to do was to focus just on 3 areas. We focused on market basket analysis or association rules. That's something that's pretty obvious with recommender engines and so on. We also looked at cluster analysis, and we also worked with CART. A lot of debate on what type of software tools we should use. We ended up concluding maybe less emphasis on the software tools, more emphasis on understanding and application. So we went with a relatively simple tool, Excel Miner. We follow that with a module on some prescriptive analytics and modeling. So here we talk a little bit about optimization, and we cover optimization kind of broadly, linear, integer, nonlinear. We show various models, various applications. We use Solver. We spend a lot of time looking at the nature of the solutions, what they inform us about. Throughout the course, we focus a lot on business applications, and we kind of try to set applications across the business spectrum. So we don't just focus on marketing. We have financial applications, operations, insurance, whatever. So there's a range of applications that we look at. After we finish optimization, we spend some time on simulation, again, sticking with Excel-based tools. We use At-Risk, which is a fairly popular tool within industry for any kind of simulation, Monte Carlo simulation. And again, we have the students develop a series of models using Excel and then running the tool, beginning to understand the impact of uncertainty. And essentially, that's the course. That's what we do. We're in our 3rd semester. It's been very well received by the students. It's been a great feeder for us to get students interested in learning more about analytics. So it's been a way of getting more and more students interested in taking the analytics minor, which would then build on what we've done in data mining to a new class in data mining and text mining, also a class in BI, and then also kind of a 3rd modeling class that they have a series of electives they can choose from. So it's been very good in doing that. We have quite a number of students now that are minors. About 15% of our undergraduates are minors in analytics, which is, I think, pretty high. We also, to kind of support this, we created about a year ago a Business Analytics Society, which is a student organization. And they run their own programs, their own speakers. They even do some training. We have some consulting firms come in, do some training for students. And it's kind of worked pretty well. And that's pretty much it.